In the aftermath of the fall of the centuries-old empire, the newly established republic faced immense challenges. The country was grappling with a devastated economy, dilapidated infrastructure, and a population struggling to adjust to a new political reality. The task ahead was formidable: to create a modern, unified state from the remnants of a once mighty imperial power. The leadership of the new republic prioritized legal reform as one of the first and most crucial steps. The centuries old laws of the previous empire were seen as outdated, inconsistent, and often incompatible with the vision of a modern state. To address this, the government introduced a civil code modeled on European legal systems, replacing traditional practices and bringing in standardized regulations for all citizens. This move not only modernized the legal framework, but also ensured equality before the law, creating a foundation for justice and governance that could support a contemporary society. Education was another pillar of the transformation. Recognizing that a modern nation required an educated populace, schools across the country underwent significant changes. Curriculum reforms emphasized science, mathematics, and modern literature while moving away from purely religious instruction. Universities were modernized, fostering research and innovation to prepare the youth for roles in government, industry, and academia. Furthermore, special attention was given to the education of women, encouraging female participation in schools and higher education, a radical departure from the norms of the previous era. Language reforms played a pivotal role in unifying the population and increasing literacy rates. The traditional script of the Old Empire, which had combined Arabic and Persian elements, was replaced with a Latin-based alphabet. This change simplified reading and writing, making education more accessible and accelerating the spread of information across urban and rural areas alike. Newspapers, official documents, and textbooks were all converted, marking a cultural as well as practical revolution. Cultural reforms were deeply intertwined with the secular vision of the new state. The separation of religion from the government became a defining feature of the republic. Religious institutions, while still respected, no longer controlled state affairs, and a secular legal and educational system was established. Citizens were encouraged to adopt modern dress, participate in public life, and embrace scientific and technological advances. The government also promoted arts and literature that reflected contemporary values, bridging the gap between tradition and modernity. Economic development was approached with equal vigor. The new government launched initiatives to revive agriculture, improve transportation networks, and support nascent industries. Political reforms went hand in hand with societal changes. The new republic established a parliamentary system, moving away from the centralized authority of the Sultanate. Citizens were granted the right to vote, and political participation was encouraged through multiple parties and representative institutions. Local governance was strengthened, providing communities with greater autonomy while ensuring national cohesion. The government also implemented measures to protect minority rights, aiming to foster unity in a diverse population. International relations became a strategic priority. The new state sought to assert its sovereignty while maintaining peaceful relations with neighboring countries and global powers. Diplomatic efforts were directed toward rebuilding trust, establishing trade agreements, and participating in international organizations. The leadership was keenly aware that modernization required both internal stability and external recognition, ensuring that the republic could thrive in a complex geopolitical landscape. Social reforms were among the most visible and transformative aspects of this period. Women's rights were significantly expanded, granting them the ability to vote, hold office, and participate in public life. Public health initiatives addressed widespread disease and poor sanitation, while housing projects and urban planning sought to improve living conditions in rapidly growing cities. Literacy campaigns reached rural communities, and public libraries and cultural centers became hubs for learning and civic engagement. The rapid pace of reform was not without challenges. Resistance emerged from conservative factions, rural populations accustomed to traditional ways, and religious authorities concerned about secularization. Nonetheless, the government pursued a deliberate and methodical strategy, balancing reform with education and public outreach. Over time, these efforts cultivated widespread acceptance of new practices and values, embedding modernization within the national consciousness. By the mid 20th century, the Republic had transformed itself into a modern, secular, and politically stable nation. Legal, educational, and cultural reforms had fundamentally reshaped society, while economic and infrastructural initiatives laid the groundwork for sustained growth. Citizens were increasingly empowered, and the country emerged as a regional leader with a clear national identity rooted in modern values. This period of transformation demonstrates the profound impact of visionary governance and comprehensive reform. From the ashes of a centuries old empire, a modern republic was born, one that embraced equality, education, secularism, and modernization as the cornerstones of its identity. The legacy of these reforms continues to influence the nation, shaping its politics, society, and international standing well into the present day.